In 1985's Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, you see some really interesting things take place as there is a baton being passed from one generation to the next generation. There's a new young hot Gundam pilot named Kamille, and he's now working with the very first Gundam pilot, Amuro Ray. And let me tell you something, guys, there are some very cold shoulder looks going back and forth between each other. It's so cold, I feel like it's absolute zero at times. Yet still, these two have to work together. They have to find a way to pass knowledge back and forth to each other to accomplish a mission. And today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about the need for generations to come together. Hello, Devoted Geeks, and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from Devoted Geeks, who are devoted to letting you know that you are loved. I'm Dallas. I'm so glad you hit the play button today. If you're new to our show, we take geek pop culture elements like movies, video games, and comic books, and we use them to let you know that you're loved. So if you don't watch past this moment, know this: we love you. We care about you. There is a plan and a purpose for your life. Don't give up. It is Mechmas here at Geek Devotions. All month long, we're taking a look at our very favorite mech-inspired series that are out there. And for me, you guys know, one of my favorite series of all times is Mobile Suit Gundam. It is a fantastic franchise that I love. In fact, we started a whole podcast called The Gundam Watch just to talk about it. But in Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, it's really interesting as you see this passing this baton, this generations working together from Amuro Ray to Kamille Bidan. And I'm telling you guys, it is awkward at times, the conversations take between them. There is some very frigid, cold looks and awkward moments with them. I mean, and we're talking, it is so cold, I'm pretty sure I saw Mr. Freeze walking around in his swim trunks in the background at a few points. But that being said, they overcome it. They work together. And this generation's working together, guys, this is not a new thing. It is necessary for this to take place. Today, I'm gonna give you guys 3 reasons and 3 purposes for people working together and generationally. The last one is the most important one, so make sure you guys stick around to the end. The first thing is simply this: we need generations to work together to inspire each other. If you look at the scriptures, there's line after line after line talking about one generation passing down knowledge to the next one, and it's to inspire the next generation. We need to be passing down the stories of what God's done in our lives, the victories he's done, down to the next generation to inspire them, to encourage them, to let them go, look, if God's done that back then, what can he do for me today? And that is just one direction. At the same time, however, older individuals, you need young people in your lives to inspire you, to light a spark inside of your life. In Zeta Gundam, Amuro Ray is in a really rough place. Like, he's really struggling. And when he sees Kamille walking in what he's walking in, doing what he's doing, there's a fire lit up inside of him. Young people, the older generation need to see you. They need to hear you talk about what God's doing in your life. They need to hear about the victories that God's doing as you walk through what he has for you, because that inspires them and it will reignite a passion inside of them, because God's not done with them yet. Older generation, if you listen to me, please understand, God's not done with you. There's so much more for you to do, to walk in. And God needs us to be sharing stories back and forth, inspiring each other to walk in what God has. The second thing is this: we need to be working together to help teach each other. Now, this is an interesting aspect, because when I tell you older generation, you need to be speaking to the young generation. It's not just the good things that take place. You need to share with them some of your failures. You need to share with them some of the pitfalls of the life you walked in, so they can learn from your mistakes and grow and be better, to do other things. We need to teach each other these things. And young people, I need you to, take this with grace, understanding that we're all flesh and blood, we're all flawed individuals, and that just because maybe that the people that you see have done some great things, that maybe they also did some bad things in the midst of it, doesn't discount the greatness. Yeah, there's some bad stuff that maybe they've done, there are some mistakes they've made, but learn from those mistakes. Honor the great things God has done, and learn from the mistakes that they've made personally, and you grow from them. At the same time, you are so necessary to teach the older generation. Older generation, you need to learn from this young generation. You need to learn how they see things differently than you. You've been walking a path that God has for you, and it's been great and it's been awesome. But you need to realize that perhaps things have changed a little bit, and you need to learn from the younger generation and how they see things, and so that you can be more effective at reaching the world around you today. In the scriptures, you see Moses, and he's struggling with dealing with people. Moses is looked to as he's the guy in Jewish history. He's often called Moshe Rabbeinu, which means Moses, my rabbi. And if you look back in the early scriptures, and where you see Moses, when after they've taken the people out of captivity, he's just trying to figure out life, and there's so much going on. It took an older generation to come to him and say, hey, Moses, restructure this here, restructure this there, and learn from this. And that opened his eyes. He went, wow, I didn't see it that way. And he was able to be better. He was able to do things in a different way that was beneficial to the entirety of the body. But it all takes humility, going both ways. We need to humble ourselves as we take instruction from both ends of the generational spectrum. The final thing, the final aspect, the reasoning why that we need to work together for generations is this. There is an end goal. There is an end game to everything. And for us to accomplish what God has for us, we need to be working together, not fighting each other. In Zeta Gundam, Amuro and Kamille had to learn to work together. They had to learn to inspire each other and to teach each other for the greater purpose that was before them. We have to do the same thing. We have to stop arguing back and forth about different generational things, about style of dress, style of clothing, and style of even just speech and the way that we see the world. We have to work together because there's a greater purpose that's out there. God wants us to reach the world, let them know that people are loved, they're cared for, there's a planned purpose for their lives, that people need to know that there is salvation for them. But if the people, the world out there sees just nothing but bickering in the church because of generational ignorance, we're not going to accomplish the goal that God has for us. We have to humble ourselves and teach each other, inspire each other, and work towards the goal that God has for us. That's your devotion for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope it's encouraged you and it's challenged you. I have two questions of the day for you, or questions of the week rather, for you guys. First question is this: what has God done in your life? Share a testimony of how God has changed your life and has inspired you and helped you through some stuff, and leave it in the comment section down below. My hope, my prayer is that generationally, and I'm looking at the analytics, we have people as young as like in their teens all the way up to their 50s and 60s watching these episodes. I want them to read your comment and be inspired cross-generationally, to be inspired to walk in what God has for them, to learn from each other, and to walk in what God has for them. The second question is a little bit sillier. Coming up here, guys, it's Christmas time, and I just heard the news. It's going to be cold. I mean, it's going to be like hot cold out there. I feel like we're going to have to be running out into a tauntaun before too long. It is going to be super, super cold. People are going to be wearing their ice suits on Christmas here in the South, and I'm excited. I really am. I know some people are out there, they're yelling, they're like, oh man, the Iceman cometh from Xavier's Institute, but it's going to be fun. And so my question for you guys simply is this: what are you looking forward to this coming weekend? I'm looking forward to the cold. I like the cold. I like bundling up. It's going to be a lot of fun. But leave a comment down below. What are you guys looking forward to this coming Christmas time frame? Hey, by the way, tonight, if you guys are watching this before late tonight on Friday, we have a special live stream taking place on our Twitch channel. Our friend Francisco Ruiz is taking over the channel. He's going to be streaming some Enter the Breach, and it's going to be a great time, so come hang out with us then tonight. That being said, I want to give a special thank you to our amazing devoted Patreon geeks who support us on a month-to-month basis. Thanks to you guys, we're able to do what we do. We're able to reach the lost, to cross generational paths and inspire one generation and another generation for the goal that God has for us. And we couldn't do that without you guys. And if you'd like to become a devoted Patreon geek and help us to get the supplies we need and the equipment we need, visit our website, geekdevotions.com. Visit our support page. For as little as $1 a month, you can be a devoted Patreon geek. That being said, hey, do it with us, do community with us. You guys might have seen little things pop up. As I said, really cheesy ice jokes. Those came from our community. They came from our Twitter, our Facebook group, our Discord. Just look for Geek Devotions for most of that stuff. And be part of our community because we have fun. We laugh together. We do life together. We pray together. So come be part of it. Until next time, stay devoted. Peace and love.